What's going on, guys? My name is Eldeniro and welcome to episode 36 of my Leicester City career mode. This is the last episode of this season, which is our second season, so we're actually making some unbelievable ground in this series so far. I can't believe we're as far in as we are. But having a look at the league table here, you can see that we are in 4th place and our next game is a trip to Stamford Bridge, so I didn't have high hopes for us maintaining that position for as long as possible. But it's a really interesting season because, as I mentioned in the last episode, Arsenal just keep on messing up in the league and their form has been dire towards the end of the season. It's usually the other way around for Arsenal, I think, isn't it? I can't really remember. But it's just interesting, and if we could hold on to 4th place, that would just be an unbelievable achievement. I don't have a question for you guys at the start of this episode or anything, but if you guys want to hit the like button this early on in the video, just because it's the last episode of the series, that would be awesome, just to show your support, because the support on this series so far has just been ridiculous. And as you see in the 7th minute, Scott Sinclair gives us an unlikely early lead against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and I couldn't believe he did that. He ran over to the Leicester fans to celebrate, but it was just I don't know, it was a very strange moment. We took the lead against Man United in the last episode and that was also strange, but Chelsea are a special kind of difficult to play against, I've found. Like Chelsea sort of epitomise those FIFA teams that you'll always struggle to beat. I've got a very bad record against Chelsea on every FIFA, and I thought that would continue today, but just before half time, Thorgan Hazard puts his shot over and we're still in the lead. Although approaching half time, Chelsea would get a much better chance with Mikel playing the ball to Thorgan Hazard. He has a cross into Mikel, who looks up and has this is a great cross across the face of goal, and like Remy couldn't get there, and thankfully the game stays at 1-0 to us. A win here, I think, in combination with a point in any of our remaining games against Fulham or Hull, would mean that we're guaranteed European football next season, by which I mean Champions League football. But as you see there in the 67th minute, Remy came close. Then in the 74th minute, Scott Sinclair gets a volley off, but it was saved by Courtois and cleared by Boateng. And then in the 77th minute, I got a free kick which Tom Ince stood over to take with his left foot. He swung it in pretty well, but it was saved by the goalkeeper. And I've yet to score another free kick. When was the last one I scored? It was like around the start of the season or something. Or no, didn't we score one against Tottenham to get the winner, I think, with Gardner? But in the 84th minute, Eden Hazard comes on and he scores for Chelsea with 5 minutes left in the game. A horrifying moment for us. They did get their equaliser. They were value for the equaliser as well. They were a very, very good side. They played very well in this game. They just sort of lacked a bit of like determination or something like that. But Jack Grealish came on in the second half for us and did really well down the right hand side, almost managing to get a goal. But I don't know if we even deserve to win the game. I'm not too sure. It ends in a draw, and to be honest, I will take a point every day of the week. And what happens when we come out of this is, like, I've showed you this so that you know I'm not cheating here, just because, I don't know, I'm really paranoid about that type of thing. But there's Arsenal, 37 games played, 62 points. They lost their game to Fulham, I think it was, and I haven't edited anything there. Like, that showed you the moment that I came out of the game and advanced forward when their fixture was, so you can go back and pause it if you want or whatever. But Arsenal lost to Fulham, and that means that we're guaranteed 4th place. We've made it. That's where we are in the season. That's where we're going to finish. That is the lowest place we can finish in the league, is 4th. So our next game was against Fulham. I played not the strongest side I could possibly play, although looking at it, it doesn't look too weak either. It's just Chinaglia, Bellerin, and that's it. Dwight Gale actually got a place on the bench in this game. He had a little plaster next to his name. But in the first minute, we just came and attacked Fulham from the off. We beat them on the opening day of the season, as far as I can remember. And with Chinaglia coming forward, almost managing to score, and then eventually forcing a goal from the own goal. And this is actually key. Look at this. Look at Jeffrey Schlupp here. He keeps the defender from clearing it with his strength, just standing in front of them. I love stuff like that, but that's how we took the lead. Then Fulham came on the offensive 3 minutes later. The ball comes into Al Faraj just on the edge of the area. He plays it to Roberts and gets dispossessed by Abner, the Brazilian left-back, who comes bombing forward through the centre of the pitch. Plenty of options to exploit as well. He plays it to Jeffrey Schlupp, who gets in ahead of Hutchinson, does the fake shot to get round him, moves into the box and finds the back of the net to make it 2-0 in just 8 minutes. And at this point, it's looking like we can actually press forward forward towards a much higher position in the league. Like, perhaps we could maintain this third position, maybe even get second, but more on that later on in the episode. In the 23rd minute, Fulham came forward with Roberts and Kavanagh playing some football on the playing some football. Did you hear what I just said? Playing some one-touch football on the left-hand side of the pitch. The ball comes to Al Faraj, who runs into the box and gets a great opportunity to score, and amazingly missed it. I get so angry when they miss it from that distance because it's just not realistic at all, but that's FIFA sometimes. Al Faraj plays it to Trotta in the 33rd minute, who plays it to Roberts, whose shot was very good, but it was just wide of the mark. And then before half-time, in stoppage time at the end of the first half, Al Faraj again involved in the action, playing it to Trotta, and then he would get his own opportunity, taking the ball from Abner, trying to get round the goalkeeper and score, but Schmeichel kept it out at the near post, which is a good sign. Fulham kicked off the second half, and I don't know what they were trying to do, but the ball came to Kavanagh, who lost it to Jeffrey Schlupp, who was always going to win in a straight sprint against him. He crosses it into Chinaglia, and the big Italian striker scores on his last ever appearance for the club, probably, because I had it in my head that, like, you know, I like him a lot. I think he will develop into a good player, but there's just no point in me signing him. I can get another, probably a better striker for maybe cheaper. I'm not too sure. I might actually look into it. I might look into signing Chinaglia, because he's been alright, hasn't he? Like, he's not been incredible, but he's not been bad. I've only ever played him in about 10 games anyways. But that was the final result of that game, a 3-0 victory for us, which is an awesome achievement. And our final game of the season is against Hull City. This is how the league table looks. Manchester United are playing Fulham, and a loss there and a 2-0 win for us would mean that we would finish second in the league, but we can still finish fourth, we can still finish third. It's pretty good how it's this open-ended, but we're playing Hull, and I have a terrible record against Hull, and to be honest, like, in real life, I like Hull a lot. In FIFA, I fucking hate Hull. They are the worst team to play against. I don't know what it is about them that makes them absolutely incredible. But we played them on the second day. No, we played Hull on the first day of the season. But it was Hull and Fulham in the first episode. So the fixtures seem to go like in a really weird way in this game. Like, they go forward, you play your 19 games, and then they reverse the order so that you play two teams very close to each other and then two teams the furthest apart away that you could possibly play two teams. That makes sense what I just said, doesn't it? But in the 40th minute, Huddleston plays the ball into it goes into Hernandez. I don't know who it went through first, but he chipped it over the keeper eventually and managed to score. And it's like, I don't even know what it is about them that makes him so difficult for me to play against, but it's the way they pass the ball so fast that really, really irritates me every single time. Now we get to half time and we find that Fulham are actually holding up their end of the bargain. They are beating United 1-0. So if we could score 3 goals inside the second half, we would end up finishing this season in second place, which is just too good. But in the 52nd minute, Koyate came forward, playing the ball through to Zaha on the right-hand side, or the left-hand side. I actually moved my wingers into more advanced positions for this half, and I decided to properly go at Hull and try and get those 3 goals to take us into second place, provided Man United would still lose and wouldn't get an equaliser in that game. But Quinn goes back to Livermore, who finds Mailer, and look at that for an unbelievable goal from Mailer in the 55th minute. Just a sick volley into the back of the net, and there's nothing I could do about that. And there's just, I don't know what it is, like, with Hull. Like, I know I've said it like a million times already in this episode, but they're just impossible to play. And in the 65th minute, they got a free kick with Livermore crossing the ball in towards Huddleston. It eventually comes out to Mailer, who plays it to Figueroa, who finds Jelavic, who plays to Figueroa, who plays it into Hernandez, who plays it to Huddleston, who gets brought down inside the box by Abner. And that was a penalty, obviously. It was a definite penalty. I fouled him on purpose. I was incredibly frustrated throughout the game, and I vented my anger by fouling him in the box, leading them to a penalty kick to be taken by Abel Hernandez, who already has 2 goals in this entire season and now gets his 3rd for the season overall. I'm pretty sure all of his goals for the season have come against us, which is just fantastic. I'm delighted with that. It comes up anyway and says it's his 3rd goal of the season, which is it's just so ridiculous. I don't know. But we came forward through Zaha in the 72nd minute. His shot was saved, and then Grealish does a Ronaldo chop, but doesn't get round Scott Robertson, who I might actually try and sign. And then Chinaglia plays it to Zaha, who goes for a shot from distance. This time it went over before the keeper could even save it. Then we come up to the 85th minute or so with Sone Aluko being dispossessed by Grealish. It eventually came to Sagbo, who who plays it back to Mailer, who finds Robertson, who plays it into Sone Aluko, and Aluko scores, the former Rangers player. And the reason that he scored that goal pretty much was because we were on all-out attack at this point, and I was just pushing for any kind of a goal, but we end up trailing Hull City 4-0. I can't play against them. You know, they're just that team. They're that team on FIFA that you can't beat. Whichever one it might be for you. Like, I have a friend who says he can beat Hull every time and they're quite easy to play, but it's just different styles, you know, suit people in different ways, and whatever way Hull play, it ruins my style completely. They're just so dominant in midfield, it's ridiculous. But overall, we finish in 4th place, which is, I guess it's a little disappointing. Man United lost their game. Did they lose? Yeah, they did. But we lost 4-0, yeah, so the goal difference carries over, yeah. But we could have had 3rd place if we won, but it just wasn't to be. I'll show you guys the squad report. This is the final squad report of the season before we go into signing new players and the new season, which will be in the next episode, which hopefully you guys are looking forward to. If you are, please do leave a like on the video at this point. That would be awesome. But in all honesty, that was a fucking great season, wasn't it? Like, I can't believe that we finished in 4th place. I genuinely did not expect that to happen. I think we were very, very lucky in the way that Arsenal just fucked up so badly towards the end of the season, and Liverpool didn't hit good form at all. They started off like with a lot of momentum going forward in the season. Liverpool did, like, they were scoring a lot of goals. They destroyed us at the King Power Stadium, but that's it. They just didn't keep it going, I guess, and they slipped, and we got better and we improved, and it was just a really interesting season. I can't believe we're going to have to qualify for the Champions League, but I think that's good in itself. It'll give us an opportunity to test ourselves in Europe against hopefully inferior opposition, depending on how it goes. But yeah, that's the end of this episode. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to the next season. If you are, please do leave a like. That would be much appreciated. I've been El Dinero. Thanks for watching.